Fire, skill, and community support is what you will find at Terrapin Glass Blowing Studio in Jaffrey.
It's phenomenal. The people are great. The community is really what it's about. It's about bringing people together for the love of art.
Anne-Marie Casey and her daughter Dominique have owned Terrapin for 14 years. The business grew out of Dominique's hobby, a creative outlet while she worked on her master's in clinical psychology.
My mom helped me start going to farmers markets to sell some of that glass. While we were there, we started discovering a lot of people had the same issue as us. There wasn't a studio for them to use, to learn, or a lot of them were experienced artists that needed a place to work at it.
Terrapin offers classes by appointment. Beginners learn how to handle a torch. Many first-timers, like Chris Speck, loved it so much, she returned for more advanced classes.
The cool thing about it is it's a lot cheaper than therapy and a lot more fun.
Chris is one of the regular renters here at Terrapin. She has her own space, surrounded by her creations and a torch.
So they're just hollow pieces. I'm making these on the torch. So they're pretty large, but I'm making them all on a torch. It's not coming out of the hot shop. Filled with gases, and there's an electrode on its foot, and then the power supply is connected to that. It's very similar to neon lighting.
Terrapin's pop-up store opens a few days each month. The shelves are filled with Dominique's bright and shiny creations. Jewelry like these granite state necklaces made with New Hampshire granite, of course. Vases, bowls, and tiny figurines. The most meaningful items are the memorials, ashes set in glass. These include orbs, birds, and more. Each one a tangible way to help ease the pain of loss.
Reading the stories and looking at the pictures that people send in with their orders and trying to respectfully make glass pieces with cremation ashes of people's lost pets or people that have passed away.
One of my favorite stories is this guy came in and he had his dad's ashes, and he asked us to make one of these little green touchstones with his dad's ashes. And so when he came to pick it up, he told me that he was going to walk across Ireland and he was bringing his dad with him. Tell me how meaningful that is.
Dominique makes much of her art in the hot shop, which is where the large furnaces are located. Terrapin does not offer glass blowing classes in the hot shop. It now focuses on the flame shop. In the flame shop, more experienced artists can rent a torch and some space. There's additional space for people taking a class.
We started doing the flame shop really small. We had 2 torches to start with in the corner of the hot shop. And then kind of gradually that grew because people like the independence of it. And that's what draws the people.
Pam Abbott of Milford has always loved glass objects.
First time I came, I made acorns. Now, they look like very demented acorns. They have improved over the years.
Pam enjoys making tiny figurines and sharing them with her 14 grandchildren.
So I make things and I make up stories to go with them, and it's a fun thing to do.
Beginners, like me, can also take a short class there to learn how to use the torch. Terrapin is offering a Mother's Day class where participants can make a beautiful glass flower in just 15 minutes.
We call this an experience versus a class because you're going to go in blind, and we know this, but I promise I'm an excellent GPS. I'm not going to leave you stranded.
Thank you. Safety first, glasses to protect your eyes. Dominique offers step-by-step instructions on how to make your flower.
Okay, now we're gonna heat and disconnect right here.
Heat, snip, and shape until eventually you see your flower begin to emerge.
What do you think? Good? Yay!
The flower goes into the kiln overnight. With some practice, it could eventually look like this. Another fun class, fused glass. No heat, no glasses. Colorful crushed glass sprinkled onto a plate. Anne-Marie, Pam, and I get to work. No 2 plates are ever the same.
It comes out better than you expect.
Right.
It always does.
Masterpiece is complete, finished with a coating of hairspray, and then into the kiln. When they're finished, the plates can be a decorative piece or a nightlife. Chris has traveled around the world attending conferences and workshops on glass blowing. This little post-retirement hobby has changed her life.
I think it really started as an outlet, and now it's why I'm excited to wake up in the morning. You know, I'll have an idea, and then I can come and do the thing.
Whether you're looking for a unique gift, a new hobby, or just a chance to try something different, there's always room at the table for one more curious creator.